Oh, Lord. This is my life. Okay. All right, you guys. Welcome to tonight's team call. It's June the 12th, which means we're almost halfway through the month, and it also means that we're a week away from Sunday. Yay! Well, I know that some of us are getting there later. I know Diane and I are getting there a week from today. I'm so incredibly stoked to go to Indianapolis. I've never been, and the more I talk to people, the more I keep hearing how a great place it is. And it's one of those places I would never just like go on vacation, right? So it's going to be cool to go. And so if you are going to be there, our team party is it is, hold on. How do I do that? Why isn't it looking? Here it is. Okay. Okay. So our team party is 4:30 on Thursday at, I can't remember the name of it now. It's in the event page. It's something pickled. It was going to be at a different place. I changed it to a different, like, more local place. So really excited about that. So we'll get there at 4:30 and just hang out until it's time to go to the opening session, and then we can all go together and sit together. So I'm really looking forward to that. I can't believe Summit's here. I can't believe, I don't know what's going to happen there. Like, when Carl was on the National Wake Up Call and he was like, whatever is going to be announced, it's really exciting because Summit always brings new things. And the fact that we already have so many new things this year so far already, it blows my mind that we're going to have more. So also, if you want to be in our Team Lift 4 group, we have a group going for the B4L4 until it actually launches. So you guys are welcome to join it, add your customers, and anybody else who wants to do it. That's going right now, as well as a To Be Mindset group for those who were not doing before. What else? I think that's it. Oh, so if you do get a Lift 4 pack, then you are going to be included in the Joel test group. So you can promote that to your customers if they do want to be a part of that and having them sign up as a coach. Obviously, I'm kind of putting that out there a little bit, not crazy promoting it, but I am putting out there for those who want to be, because I do have some customers who are like big time Joel junkies, like they love him, and the whole idea of being in this group is so enticing. So I'm like, hey, you don't have to coach if you don't want to. Obviously you can, but if you want to be in this group, then now's the time to sign up to be a coach. So it's kind of going back and forth on what to talk about tonight. So I know Meredith was so kind a couple weeks ago to do a summit call, so I wasn't really going to do one of those. So just kind of wanted to share something that I came across.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, because he can make money.
He's acting just like my ex, is what he's doing.
Where is that coming from? Okay. So I have access to the Network Marketing Pro website, which gives all of the videos and all the speakers that have ever spoken at GoPro. So if you don't know what GoPro is, Eric Worre is basically Network Marketing Pro. He is really into the network marketing profession, and he hosts different events every year, a couple times a year actually. And I've been to many of them, and they are fantastic. But I actually have access to previous speakers, and this one video is actually like 8 minutes long. It's not that long, but it's pretty powerful. So I started thinking, Melissa said something about, no sir, about inviting. Sorry, he's looking at me and he's ready to like just, no, you're not going to do this. Not right now. He's going to curl up in a ball, lazy bones all day long. And now I try to take him for a long walk and okay. Anyway, so I wanted to share this video because it's pretty powerful about turning some no's into yeses. So here, okay. So like I said, I have access to all of the different videos and courses and anything Network Marketing Pro. It's something I have to pay for every month, but it's something I need to dive into more because I'm paying for it and I'm not using it. And I thought, why not share it with you guys, because it's great information. So, like I said, it's 8 minutes long, and from there we can just kind of talk to each other. But
research shows that the average 1-year-old has heard the word no 400 times a day. That's kind of scary, right? It could just be a no, or it could be no, don't do that. You know, from well-meaning parents, from maybe siblings who love them, we want to stop them stepping outside of a comfort zone. By the time they're 5, they've heard the word no over 200,000 times. Isn't that incredible? And by the time they're teenagers, they've heard the word no over 400,000 times. And by the time they're adults, they've heard the word no many, 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 many more times than they ever have heard the word yes. And so you would think, wouldn't you, that we would all be used to hearing the word no. Wouldn't you? Comfortable with it, happy with it, no problem, no fear, doesn't worry me. But the reality is, for most people, and for me, that when we start out on our network marketing journey, our biggest fear, our biggest challenge, something that we have to overcome in order to achieve greatness, is learning how to handle the word no. 2 tiny letters that can stop somebody dead in their tracks. They may have all the dreams and the desires and the focus and the energy and the passion, but if they hear that word no too often, that passion can begin to dry and fizzle out, and questions and doubt starts to take its place. One of the things I had to understand was how to turn the no's into a yes. It was the yeses that was going to allow the business to grow. So I took a step back and I thought, what am I doing that is not allowing me to move forward? And I realized at that moment, it was all about the conversations. It was all in the communication that I was having with other people. It was the way I was interacting with them. You see, initially, I made it all about me. I made everything about me, my business, my opportunity, my journey. What I didn't realize, it should be nothing about me and everything about them. And I really began to look at how I began to communicate with others based on how I would have wanted someone to speak to me. And that took a little bit of what
I'm sorry, guys. 2 seconds while we get over the madness. My husband just got home. So just give me 2 seconds so that you can actually hear this video. Okay, okay. Sorry, y'all. I knew that was going to happen. Okay.
call honesty. You know, if it is to be, it's up to me. There's no point blaming anybody else. But I realized that I had to build relationships with people. I had to find out what was important to them. I had to be more caring, more aware, and have to understand that it's not a one-stop shop. Sometimes your conversations, whether they be face-to-face, online, it's not the first conversation that bears the results. It could be many conversations down the line. And what I realized is that when you start communicating with people, this for me, this little bit that I'm sharing with you now was a game changer for me. Is when I started picking up the phone, having a chat, asking them how they were, what they were doing, how the kids were, how was work? Did they have a great holiday? What had they got planned for Christmas? When I really got into them, I began to realize people opened up a lot more. Then at the end of the conversation, I just drop in why I was communicating with them, what I was passionate about, and why I would like to have a get together with them. And here's the key thing. If at that time, before this moment, they said no, I put the phone down, that was it, end of story. No more communication with them. But at this stage now, because of my paradigm shift, because of my realizing it was more about them and not me, I actually was looking for the no's now. I didn't mind. I was ready to embrace them. So if I rang up my friend and she said, well, you know what, Jane, it all sounds great, but no, not now. And I would just go, Chris, thanks so much for that. Thanks for your honesty. I really appreciate it. However, I'm really passionate about what I'm doing. And whilst the time may not be right for you at the moment, can we keep in touch? Can I give you a call maybe in a few weeks' time, update you on what I'm doing, and maybe find out a bit about where you are in your life? And guess what they said? They said, yes. In a heartbeat, in a conversation, just by reversing the no and saying, that's okay, I turned the no into a yes, but not right now in the moment. Maybe in a month or 2 months' time, but that no became a yes. And what was absolutely fascinating for me is suddenly my diary was filling up with yes after yes after yes after make me have another call, get back in touch with me, let's touch base, let's see what's happening, tell me where you're at. It was phenomenal. Now, sometimes I call them back, as arranged, on the exact day and time that I'd arranged. I give them a quick call, hey, how you doing? You know, we spoke a few weeks earlier and the timing wasn't right for you, and we agreed that we speak today. How's things? How's it been? I'd always make notes of our previous conversation that I could refer to. And sometimes they would show great interest, but they say, Jane, you know, the timing still isn't right. I go, hey, that's no problem. This opportunity I want to share with you is too important for us not to get together. So why don't I give you a call maybe in 3 or 4 weeks' time? So every single no was turned into a yes, one way or another. Sometimes I could ring them up 4, 5, 6 times. On the 6th time, they say no. And I would say to them, you know what? I'm never going to stop calling you. Because this opportunity is too important and I think too much of you. And I don't want you to miss it. So I pay a compliment.
Hey, my name is Eric Worre, and if you're involved in the network marketing...
Okay. First of all, sorry about the interruption. I knew my husband was going to come home as soon as that happened, and he goes crazy. Number 2, I don't know about you, but that was pretty powerful. Wasn't it? It was 8 minutes, and it was so powerful. And I'll actually put the entire link in our team page so we can watch it from beginning to end without the interruption of me and my dog. But wow, I saw it today and I was like, oh, wow. And it hit me because one of my brand new coaches that just signed up, she's not on the call. We met in Cabo like 4 years ago. And I presented this opportunity to her time after time after time after time. I think she's been in every sneak peek that we've had for the past 4 years. And she's finally like, I finally clicked. I'm finally doing this. And she signed up, what was it, yesterday? And she's already doing the training, messaging me like, rolling the ball, and I'm like, whoa, girlfriend, you are running out of the gate. And she's like, I've got to make up for lost time, because obviously you've been talking about this for years, and I'm finally doing it. And it's funny because the first time she did say, no, absolutely not, this is not something I want to do. And I'm like, God, I know you would do well with this, okay. But anyway, the whole gist, obviously, of the video is just to continue to ask, can I follow up with you again, just to see how you're doing, just to see what you're up to, and just making a note in your calendar, you know? So you talked to Sarah on June 12th, and she agreed, yes. You know right now, but yes, you can contact me in 3 weeks or a month. Make a note in your calendar. Go follow up with Sarah, you know, on July 12th, right? So another thing I took note of, and I was in another notebook of mine of notes, is what if it took 20 no's to every yes that you got? Would those no's be worth the yes? I mean, yeah, again, and like she said in the video, as a child, as a toddler, as an adult, or as any human being, we hear no all the time. But for whatever reason, we start our business and we hear no, and we're like stopped in our tracks, like the end all, like I can't, I'm done. I heard a no and I shut down, right? And it's crazy that we do that, but we do, for whatever reason. Those no's just debilitate us to where we're like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not reaching out to that person again, because I don't want to hear that again. But what if hearing those no's from that same person, or even multiple people over and over again, eventually does turn into a yes that changes their life forever? Whether it's with health and fitness, or with a business opportunity, or with this community, or whatever it is, that, again, like she said in the video, making it about them versus about us. And that's where it all switches, and that's where it all makes a difference, right? So I know that Melissa did ask for the initial invite and something, you know, that sort of thing. And that is kind of one of those things that's hard to kind of figure out when to invite who, to invite to what. I feel like if people, number one, are liking your post, and I don't know why he's barking again. If people are liking your post, if they, you know, show any interest on their own social media, or, you know, whatever, just reach out. And it doesn't have to be an initial invite. It can be an initial conversation. Just, hey, you know, I noticed that you were getting back into health and fitness. I think that's awesome. I'm proud of you. Good for you. Or anything related to that person. It doesn't have to be initial cold invite. Hey, do you want to join my challenger? Hey, do you want to be a part of this? You know, like that. You don't want to do that necessarily, obviously, right? So the initial invite might be just a conversation, just getting to know. Say, thank you for the love on my post. I noticed you liked my post. Was there anything that stood out that made you take the time to give me love, or whatever? Because sometimes people just scroll, you know, are liking your post, and there's a reason they liked it. So you can always just ask, was there a reason that you took the time to like my post of the challenge group, or sneak peek, or my workout, or my shake, or whatever? So
because I think, Natalie, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So because I think that's the one thing that I've always struggled with the most is, you know, one of the basics is to invite every day. So are we talking just conversations every day, or are we talking actual invite to something every day? Because that's where I tend to struggle the most, is if I'm trying to invite at least 3 people every single day, that's a lot of conversations to have going on in my head at one time. So, you know, that's I guess where I struggle most is trying to figure out how to do that.
In the video, she said that is about the opportunity being too good not to share, even though it may be the right time for them. Yeah. So I just think you go with, I mean, you said I've been doing this for a long time, so I've had a bazillion conversations. Just as long as you're keeping conversations going, number one, I wouldn't necessarily consider that initial conversation an invite. But if you are noticing people like posting like, I need whatever, I need to lose weight, I need more energy, I'm tired all the time, I need a side job, like, or anything you notice that would stand out to you that you could fill a void, that would be an opportunity for you to go and say, hey girl, I noticed that you said you were tired all the time, and I don't know if this is, you know, something you might want to try, but I have a solution for you if you're interested in learning more. I mean, that's legitimately offering a solution to someone without it being, join me, join my challenge group, or, you know, whatever. It's legitimately saying, hey, I noticed you had something that I can help you with. Can I help you with that? You know? So, I mean, so just taking note and maybe just keeping it, and I'm the worst at tracking. I mean, I really am. I mean, I literally have pages and notebooks and whatever. But just keeping track of people that you're in contact with, and, you know, anything that you can help them with, just keep a note of them and like whatever it is that they need, and just reaching out. But I don't know.
That's my fear. Like, I'm so unorganized like that. You know, I would have stuff everywhere and not know, oh crap, what did I talk to this person about? You know, and what did I talk to this person about? And I'm horrible with memory. I can't remember how many kids did they have? Oh my gosh, do they have kids? Number one, do they have, you know, yeah, that's where I've got to figure out how to organize myself better.
Well, I mean, I know everybody's different. You could use like an Excel spreadsheet, obviously a notebook, maybe your phone, like with a different notepad. I'm always backwards. Just whatever's going to work for you, you know, is tracking. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not the best example for that. So, wah, wah. But if anybody else on our team is, feel free to share what is working for you tracking wise. And I know there's a bunch of different things out there. There's different social media people who are promoting different ways of, like, Teamsy, social media. Blah, 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 blah. I know Amanda Holden, she is, what is it? There's different ways you can track things, but Google Streak, like Deanna said. Okay, Streak. Chrissy said Streak, because I forget everything too. Yeah, just go through, just look and see which one. My Connection Builder. Thank you. That's it, Haley. That's the one that Amanda uses. I think a lot of people actually are on that one, but I think it's worth it to figure out which one is best. But yeah, I mean, I know as a coach, like, our hardest probably thing is the invite thing, but it is what it, I mean, just think if the person who invited you didn't invite you. Just think about that, like, all the time. Mine didn't actually invite me. I just happened to see that I could become a coach, and I was like, oh, can I do that? So sometimes that happens too. But just.
What if you post the story, you know, like Facebook can now do the polls like Instagram does. And I don't give an option for a no. It's either like, heck yeah, or where do I sign up? Something like that. What do you do when every time you do something like that, somebody clicks on it, either heck yeah, either one of them they click on, because there's no option for a no. And every time you get a hold of them, they just read it and ignore you. Like, literally, yesterday. I did one, what was yesterday? Monday? I think on Sunday I did one, and this girl said that she clicked on like sign me up or whatever. And then I went back on yesterday, on Monday, and noticed that she did before the 24 hours was up. So I also had made, hang on, he's out mowing. I had made another post on my story that basically asked the same thing, but differently. And so I said to her, you know, whatever, I talked with her and told her I noticed that she had clicked on how, you know, how do I sign up? I asked her if she'd like to know more details. And then she just read it. And then I think she went and watched my story. I said, it was the one from yesterday. And then I kid you not, like 10 minutes later, she went to my story that same day and clicked sign me up again. And I was like, I don't even know what to say. Are you playing games with me? Or and I'm like, I don't know what else to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Wow.
she keeps doing it, but not responding to me.
I mean, I guess just be blatant and say, hey, I noticed you're clicking these things like sign me up, yes, and I've seen you from my messages, and I know you're really busy. I understand. I know that you've got XYZ going on, but I'd love to connect with you when you have time. When's a good time for you to chat or respond or whatever? I think that's probably the most frequent thing that we all deal with is the cricket. You know, is you've read 10 of my messages and you still haven't responded, and then you send them one that they actually are like, you're like, happy birthday, or oh my God, and they're like, oh, thank you, and you're like, really? Because you just read 20 other messages of mine and you never responded. You sure did when it was your birthday or whatever. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if sometimes people are afraid to respond. Maybe they think they're ready, maybe they're not ready. Or they have Messenger on their phone, tablet, and can only reply from the computer. That's actually, yeah. And then Haley said they don't know how to get to their messages. So just true to my neighbor, she only can read her messages if she's on her computer or tablet, not on her phone. And she only gets on her computer or tablet like a couple times a week. So that could be it too. I don't know.
Let's hope.
So, what else? Yeah, and again, just when you do hear the no's, I mean, I just feel like so many times we just shut down, and then we're like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not putting myself through that. Why? Right? Just know it's part of it. It's part of it. Not every 100 bazillion% of people that we talk to are going to be ready when we talk to them. Right? Bree knows. I talked to her over and over again. And she's like, really? I know you're doing your job, but not right now. Not right now. Not right now.
Years. Probably like 6 years. No, not yet. No, not yet.
Yep.
Not
And sometimes you would read it and not answer, right?
But because I'm constantly going. I'm
Girl,
working
I know.
3 jobs.
I know.
And I'm studying for my next one now.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
this is living proof, right?
she just didn't stop over and over. Hey Bree, I'm just gonna add you to this group. Is that okay? Like, do you mind? I don't want to push you. Can I just add you to this group? Hey, 3 months later. Hey Bree, let's try this again. I don't want to bother you. Here I am, 6 years later.
We're just start crying.
I love you, Nat.
I love you too. Oh, and she and her husband both are on the call tonight. So thanks for getting on and thanks for joining us. I know that when you were I'm like about to cry laughing. Because you were on our team a while back and you were like, hey, I'm doing awesome. I know things happen. And you're like, all right, I have to leave for a while. And you came back.
Yeah.
But it is funny. It's just a testament that,
Absolutely. Just keep on going. Keep on pulling. You'll reel them back in. I am living proof.
So we used to work together. Well, she was in a different office, but we worked for the same company for years. And so anyway, she's so funny. If you don't follow her, she's hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here all day.
Oh, anyway, so there you have it. See? Drop mic.
Persistence.
Yeah. But I knew about, I was like, I know you're awesome. Like, I know that you're going to do awesome. So I'm going to keep helping. And that's the thing, like, with those people who you know really and truly are going, as far as the coaching part of it, are going to be awesome. Oh, that brings me to another thing. A girl that is from my hometown, she was like fitness competitor. She always doing fitness stuff. And I was like, gosh, she would be amazing. Like, she would be so, so good. And I messaged her about a couple months ago. And I was like, I just had it on my heart to reach out to you because I think this opportunity would be so for you. And you would have a lot of success with it. And she read the message. She didn't respond, but she's also a friend of another coach on our team. So she actually joined our sneak peeks through one of our teammates, which fine, whatever. That's great. So I'm thinking, great, she's going to probably be a part of our team because this is completely up her alley. It would be ridiculous for her not to join us. So she did join the sneak peek, and she was on a couple of them, and I thought it would be, again, silly for her not to. I didn't follow up with her again. I don't know if our other teammate did. I probably should have because she did join. I should have said, how did you enjoy the sneak peek? How was it? Blah. Well, she posted this past weekend. She's like, I'm so excited to announce I joined Avocare. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? What? Like, and that's on me because I gave you that one invite and you came to a couple of our sneak peeks and then left it at that. Because she would be like Dream Team. Like, she would be, because she's a personal trainer now. She is in the fitness world. And she's like, oh, I just wanted now to provide the supplement line and nutrition side to what I'm already doing with training. And I'm like, really? Because that's exactly what you would have done with Beachbody, right? I don't know too much about Avocare. I really don't. But I do know ours is better. I mean, let's be real.
I do. It's like a cult. They sucked me in one day. I was at a Balance You thing for, like, they were like, hey, come get free samples. I was like, yeah. And they were going to let my kids bounce for free. It's like a warehouse that has like bouncy houses and everything. They sucked me in for hours, I tell you. I wound up spending like $200 just to let them leave me alone.
Stop.
And then she was like, Brianna, you can't do that. So I had to call and cancel it.
Oh, no.
It was awful. I tried their stuff. Gross.
Yeah, I from what I understand, there's a lot of crap in them. I don't ever want
A
to
lot
bash.
of chemicals.
Yeah, I don't ever want to bash on the program or whatever. But
That was the whole argument. That was actually the argument that I had. I said, listen, I signed up for this. I said, I looked at the chemicals in it. I talked to my doctor. It is not healthy stuff. All chemicals. Grossness. And you can taste it too. Like, you taste like the aspartame and all that stuff in the products.
So there you have it. But yeah, when I saw her post, and I was like, no. But you know what? Again, that's on me. I should have followed up, and I should have been like, girlfriend, you need
Just
that.
keep on her, Natalie. You'll get her. You'll get her, Nat. You'll get her.
So Jesse said the CEO of Avocare is one of my customers on the lead program. That's funny. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that's happened more times than I can count to where I didn't go back when I should have. And I'm like, oh,
Well, that girl I had in the sneak peek, I had talked to her before,
And she was like, yeah, you're so inspiring. You know, you're doing this. Can you help me? Because she didn't like want to get out of bed. And all of a sudden, I was talking to her and she didn't reply back to me. And all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I'm down 10 pounds. And she was tagging this guy. So of course, you know me, I'm like, who are you? And I start scrolling his profile and he like got his profile set up. She's doing
Isogenics. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally she just came to me when I put her in the sneak peek. She says, okay, how much does it cost to sign up with you guys? Because I pay $380 a month to keep myself active with their company. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I told her everything. So I'm still like waiting to hear back from her. So if anybody ever says that they might go to them, you can always use our cost to steer them away from Isogenics or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's $380 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Outrageous. Oh my gosh.
That's the thing. I mean, there's always going to be something out there. Like, I can't tell you how many Thrive things I'm seeing on my newsfeed right now with patches. And I mean, like, my whole hometown is doing Thrive right now. And I'm like, every time here's my patch. And I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I mean, there's always going to be what?
You want to hear something really funny?
Of course.
So one of the gals from Williamsburg, which is the town I lived in before I moved to Lone Tree, she was huge with Thrive, right? She's like not Thrive. It works. And like she was getting really up there, right? Going on trips, all this kind of stuff. Well, she had her fourth baby, and guess what she's doing now? She just started 80-day obsession. Not with me, but still, it was like, ha! I was like, and I haven't seen her post anything about It Works in months. And I'm like, we try to tell you every time, there's no quick fix. You've got to do it right, you know, and it cracks me up because you'll see them go through that whole cycle, you know, and they'll do it for a little while, maybe even a year or two, and then they'll realize that you have to keep buying the stuff, you know, so it's not a permanent fix. So.
Well, Haley said, I don't get the patch thing. And I know it's supposed to serve for different purposes, but I saw someone post they had done it for years and it completely destroyed their metabolism. And I don't really know much about it. I just, like I said, majority of my newsfeed is.
I had a client that told me a long time ago that she had a friend do Thrive, and it cost her a lot of money to keep up with it. Janelle, one of my downline coaches, she's just a discount coach, she actually used to do Thrive. She tried it. And she says it's really, really super expensive if you want to keep up on like the feeling that it gives you, the patch and the pills and the shake and everything. And she says, so it's really expensive. But that one client told me that she couldn't keep up with it. And her friend actually ended up in a hospital because a bunch of her levels, I don't know what levels, I can't remember, but a bunch of them in her body crashed when she stopped taking all of it suddenly. And she was in the hospital for like several days trying to recover and almost died.
Oh my God.
That's really scary.
That's scary. Well, that's another one is that a friend of mine from high school, she was doing Shakeology. Her dad, who was the big time coach at the high school, like he was like a legend, would contact me for Shakeology every month, like 2 bags at a time. Like he'd just give me his credit card information and like, give me my bags. Like, I don't even want to go to your website. I'll just go through it. And so I was like, girlfriend, you need to just be a coach. Your dad is obviously addicted to it. I mean, he lost like 30 or 40 pounds. Best shape of his life. And then I kept saying, you really need to do the coaching thing. And she's like, eh. And then she ended up doing the Thrive and then added all of her friends. And So again, I didn't follow up enough, but it's all good. But I hope that doesn't happen again. Anyway, enough about those companies. What else, you guys? Again, I'll post that whole link of that video. Again, I thought it was pretty powerful. Just number one, thinking about the person that you're talking to. Number two, making sure, you continue to get those yeses versus. The thing that stood out too was he said that at first when she was getting no's, she completely just hung up the phone and never contacted them again. Versus saying, hey, can I contact you again in a month to see how you're doing, how things are going? Yes, you have permission to check back in with me. And just continue to do that instead of just completely, you don't want anything to do with my business. No. Continue to reach out to the people and show you care about them and, common sense stuff. But anyway, I just thought it was a great video.
I'm still trying to figure out what could be jaw-dropping news at some.
I'm excited.
What could he possibly do? I'm like, you've got 2 nutrition plans. You just came out with a new program right after 80-day obsession, and then the Spanish one.
And the bars.
Yeah, and the bars. I'm like, what more?
So this is just speculation, but that's what I was going to say, Meredith. You said another expansion. With the new Spanish program, I started thinking, wonder if we're going to Mexico.
That's what Kurt keeps saying. He's like, I think we're going to be going to another country soon, and they've just been doing the little things that makes him think that we're going to be going into Mexico.
Why wouldn't we be going to Mexico? We've been in Canada, UK, Mexico. The regulations, I'm not really sure what the regulations are, but I wouldn't imagine they would be too crazy.
I don't think so, because you can get antibiotics and stuff over the counter.
Right. When I was there a couple weeks ago, I could have gotten anything I wanted from the gift shop. You want Viagra? Here you go.
When my grandparents used to go down south for the winter, they would drop in Mexico and bring back penicillin and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. You can get whatever you want. You can do a gift shop at the hotel.
That would be really cool. That would be huge.
That's a huge market. Blue pill. Thank you.
Untold stories of the ER taking the wrong kind of blue pill.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I want us to go to Australia.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I have friends in Australia. I need us to go to Australia.
Just think about all the Les Mills people that when we had Pump, and then we had the trainers were from Australia, and
I know.
Yeah. So it's big there. The workouts are big. I know it's going to be in the works. I know eventually they're going to do worldwide, but we just have to go. I don't know. So we'll know soon, in a week and a half.
It's a lot to do. I completely get it.
Yeah, Jill and Jericho would be big there for sure.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Well, we still have a few more minutes left, but I told you guys last week I won't be hosting next week's call. If somebody does want to host one, feel free. If you guys just want to get together and chat, obviously that's option 2. But I'll be in Indy next week at this time. So
Me too.
Yay! Cool.
I will be with family though, because my sister lives in Indy.
Okay.
So
She's gonna miss my birthday.
So yeah, y'all plan to do something. Seriously, get together, meet up. If you need to use my Zoom account, you can. I'll wait down at the airport as I have. Be there at 4:30 a.m. Wednesday. Ooh, early bird. So yeah, so y'all do that. What else? Anything else for the rest of the week? I'm trying to think.
I don't like
Everybody-
really
Y'all both talking.
sorry. We all start talking at the same time. So no, everybody cross their fingers. I had a conversation about a challenge pack tonight.
Yay!
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Awesome. And that'll be SE6 for you.
I know. I'm excited.
Yay! Yeah, I'm a stalker. Sorry. People are like, how do you know what I've got? I'm like, I'm a stalker. I don't know.
What that back office is for. She's on there 24/7.
Oh my God. Yeah, and also I didn't say that at the beginning of the call. We do have that new coach training group that I know we have our website that Charlene is kind of tweaking now too. So that's always there for self-paced if you ever want to use that. She's, I think, kind of tweaking it so it's going to be a little bit shorter. And also the group that we have going on, I know that it's not very active right now, and that's fine. But I am continuing to post stuff in that group so that if you do want to start adding people as you started adding new teammates, you can do that. I'd like to do it once a month. Like do it day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, so that it's structured every month. So keep that in mind when you do add new coaches so that we have that.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If somebody signs up, say, okay, because I'm going to talk to that girl again before I leave next week, and I'm going to use the new program and the coach exclusive test group to kind of talk her into signing up soon. And I was wondering, the ones that we buy, like the options that we, like I bought the $100 option that came with the tub of Recover and Energize, how do I say this? Are those what they get to choose from, or do they get to choose from all the challenge packs available?
Yes, all the challenge packs. Yeah.
I don't want to be wrong. I hate when I give people wrong information.
Yeah, they have a lot of choices, like crazy choices. So that would be the best way for her to figure out which ones can be best, even if it's just a standard, but all the way up to a mega. That's another thing that's so cool. They've started adding just like all these different options. Like if you just want to get it all at once, like I did that with 80 Obsession, just a whole mega. This time I didn't do the mega because, we didn't have the option. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Anyway, I already had Recover and Energize on the way and I already have one. So although it was a really good deal with the recharge and the hydrate and all the other stuff, so I probably should have. But anyway.
I did mine. I actually paid an extra $22 for 2 days shipping, so mine's on its way, because I didn't want it to show up when I was gone next week, and we have lots of thefts in this neighborhood, and
yeah,
somebody will die if they steal my Energize. So
keep your paws off my Energize.
I will buy you.
I'll cut you. Cut you.
Ask Kurt when we're getting low and the mailman's gonna bring it. I literally stalked them, and one day she was a day late, and I did not have some nice words to say about her. How dare she bring my stuff late?
Oh my gosh.
I'm stalking right now because my Shakeology was put on back order.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
The vegan
Mark's
vanilla.
has been here. Yeah. Mark's has been here since Friday. And I've been out. And I'm like, oh my God.
For some reason, the
I
vegan.
can drink his, but his is regular. And it doesn't sit as well with mine. I get bloated from the regular. So I'm like, ugh. I can't wait for my vegan to get here.
Wow, for some reason, the
Yeah, but
vanilla.
stalking the dang mailman every day.
They're like, we don't know what happened. Like everybody ordered it like all at the same time. Like it's a good thing that we're having issues because so many people are ordering like all at once. I mean, I think they said the first day of Lyft, which was yesterday, right? It was today. 20,000 people signed up for the early access yesterday. And that was just like that one day. Obviously, we've got an entire.
Well, I bought extra Energizer too because I remember what happened the last time. So I'm not going to go through that again.
Right.
So I got like 3 boxes on the way because I do 2 scoops. And ever since we watched that one video about the, okay, get down. About the, I could be a little baby. Ever since we watched the video on the supplements where the guy was like, if you have 2 scoops in the morning, you can, if you want to, you can take up to 1 or 2 scoops in the evening time. Sometimes I'm like, okay, Abby, I'll do your workout with you. Any excuse to have an extra scoop.
She's gonna be a junkie. She'll be
I think we're already
going
junkies.
through withdrawals. Oh my God.
Yellow crack, it is.
I run on Mom Crack and Shakeology.
I ordered that.
Did you?
Yes.
That's funny.
That's well, a friend of mine always when I post about my Energize, he's always like, "Oh, there she is again on her crack." So I was just like, "Oh, I have to."
I can't imagine life without it.
Right.
That is a sign of a junkie, isn't it? Oh. All right, people are hopping off. So before anybody else does, let's go ahead and get a picture because
We're boring everybody.
on your. All right, Jesse, you want your face on? There he is. You've been in like all over the place. Outside, inside, living room, bedroom, I think, or whatever that is. I don't know what. All right. Sorry. All right, you guys on 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you guys for getting on tonight. Obviously, if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, post on team page. And again, if next week anybody wants to host a call, feel free. If not, maybe Coaches in Motion might have something going on. I'm not really sure. But if you're not in that page, I can add you if you want. But if whatever, I'm excited about Charlene's video last night. Didn't see that, but anyway, what else? I think we're good for the rest of the night. Good. All right, love you guys and have a great rest of the week.
I can't wait to see everybody next week. Yay! Bye, guys.
Bye.